this is something that I kind of take for granted so much so that I kind of forget that I was in my 30s before I discovered these myself. This is the best thing you've ever recommended to me. You know, it's like, it's idiot proof. Hi, I'm Ree from mummyof4.com. Welcome back to my channel and my February 2021 favourites. Now this is the very first monthly favourites video that I have done, and if you do enjoy this type of video, please do let me know in the comments so I know to make more of them. If you are new here, welcome, please subscribe, hit that bell to be notified when I post new videos every Tuesday, Thursday and Sunday at 7 PM. I do lots of vlogs, hauls, speed cleans, organisation. We've got our whole home renovation series going. I hope you will love all of that. I'd love to have you as a subscriber. So I've got a few different categories of favourites for the month of February. Some of these things I have bought and used for the first time, and some of them are just things that I've really been enjoying and making the most of this month. So starting with fashion and beauty. If you have seen my Instagram stories and you have seen my outfit of the day each morning, you will know kind of what's coming up in this section. For February and indeed for January as well, my obsession has been sweatshirts and sweatshirt dresses, specifically sweatshirt dresses with leggings. In my Amazon favourites video, I talked about my absolute favourite leggings. I've got these in a few different pairs, so I'm not really dropping out of those, other than when I am occasionally wearing my jeans with sweatshirts and jumpers and that kind of thing. But my favourite sweatshirts and jumpers of choice have got these little puffy sleeves. Anything with these little puffy sleeves, I'm kind of obsessed with at the moment. Even though my husband has said quite openly, I look like I'm auditioning for Dallas or Dynasty, I'm kind of loving it. In fact, it kind of just encourages me to want to wear bigger and puffier sleeves. As a child of the 80s, I don't feel like I got to make the most of puffy sleeves when they came around back then. So this is one of my favourites. This has got both the long sweatshirt dress that I can wear with leggings and the puffy sleeves. This sweatshirt is one of my favourites at the moment. I had this one for Christmas. It's from Boden. It has got the lovely puffy sleeves. It's just a short normal length sweatshirt, so I do wear that with stretchy jeans. This one I picked up in my Sainsbury's clothing haul, also got the puffy sleeves. And this one, gorgeous, but no puffy sleeves. I mean, I can forgive it because I love it, but it is a lovely long sweatshirt dress, and I just love that it's got the rainbow spots. I kind of feel like anything with rainbows at the moment is just bringing us hope, and I'm loving it. On to beauty. Now, I'm keeping everything pretty minimal when it comes to makeup at the moment. If you've seen my Get Ready With Me videos before, then you will know that sometimes I wear kind of very full makeup and I've got eyeshadows and all that business going on, and other times I'm keeping it really basic. And at the moment I'm into a kind of a keep it really basic phase. So all I'm wearing at the moment, these are kind of my go-tos for February. I am loving the Studio Fix from MAC, and I'm wearing that in NW13. I just feel that that's kind of makes my skin look nice and even when I'm filming or whatever. I mean, let's face it, that's the only way I see anyone is on Instagram or on YouTube these days. I don't see people in real life because of lockdown. And then for the rest of my face, I'm pretty much just using some of this. Now, I have worked with Burt's Bees before, but of all of the bits, this is the one that I'm loving and I really, really use a lot. I'm using this every day at the moment. And this is the lip and cheek tint, and I literally just put a little bit here on the cheekbones, shove some on my lips, and I'm done. So unless I've got a blemish that I especially need to cover, in which case I use concealer, but I could just top up with a bit more of the foundation. This is sort of it for makeup, other than the eyelashes. Now I do pop on a coat of mascara, and then I am using my go-to lashes, and these are magnetic, top and bottom, pop them on. So my whole routine in the morning, having washed my face and moisturized early in the morning, I literally just have foundation, cheeks and lips, then the mascara purely to stop my eyelashes slipping off my eyes, and then by the time I've finished brushing and straightening my hair, I can pop on magnetic lashes and I'm done. So those are my kind of go-to makeup-y favourites for February. If you would like to see a March video to see if that has changed, let me know in the comments. I do love makeup and beauty products, and what I use tends to evolve as I discover new things. So while some products I really do get stuck on for years, I'm always keen to try new things. So equally, if there are any kind of makeup-y things you think I should be trying, let me know in the comments. I shall try them out and get back to you with my thoughts. The next product I was inspired to buy after a friend on Instagram had one. So this is the Revlon One Step Dry 1-2 Step. I'm going to put it on screen. I can't remember what it's called, but it's basically a hot brush, hair drying, and although I am too lazy to dry, confession here, I'm too lazy to fully dry my hair, to bone dry with a hairdryer, I do my fringe every time I wash my hair just to kind of make it kind of go down, and I do like the front bits. So what I do is I just do literally the front section of my hair. After I'd had a shower in the evening, I let the rest dry naturally, and then in the morning I straighten it. I did have a go at doing all of my hair with this once, just to try it out. And I know that can you imagine a time? I mean, I can't imagine at the moment where you're like going out for the evening and you'll wash your hair ready to go. Do you remember those days? It's like a distant memory or a fairy tale, isn't it? But if I was to do that and get ready to go out somewhere, because normally I wash my hair the night before, and then obviously I'm not like seeing anyone until the morning. If by seeing anyone, I mean you guys on camera. But when it comes to a time where we're going out for a meal, then I shall wash my hair and dry it fully with this. And I do like it as a styling tool because I'm rubbish at doing my own hair. I can pretty much just straighten it, whatever. I love like that bouncy blow dry look, and this is easy because you can just, you know, it's idiot proof. So loving this so far, even though I've not used it as much as I would if life were normal. I will link this plus everything else I'm talking about in this video below. On to kids and some things that I have been finding really, really helpful this February for my children. Now, obviously homeschool is still a thing, sadly. If you're watching this in the future, please do let me know, and let me know that life has gone back to normal. I'd love to think that that is true. But right here in the moment I'm filming this, homeschool is still a reality in some way, shape or form for most people. I had a message on WhatsApp just this morning from a friend of mine saying, this is the best thing you've ever recommended to me. It has saved my skin through homeschooling my children more than you will know. This is something that I kind of take for granted so much so that I kind of forget that I was in my 30s before I discovered these myself. What I'm talking about is erasable pens. These erasable pens have changed the game. Now, I've got 2 children on the spectrum, and making mistakes is something they really, really, really struggle with. So often my children, although they don't necessarily struggle academically, will struggle with work because if there's a mistake or something not quite right, it causes a meltdown, and then obviously we're having a problem with completing work. So erasable pens, I mean, I got a lot of colours, you don't need this many, but erasable pens make all the difference for that. This is actually not the pot from the children, this is the pot from my office, because I actually like erasable pens for me so that my notebook looks neat and tidy, and I don't make mistakes and it doesn't look a big jumbled mess. So when I'm working through my work, everything's nice and orderly. So I write everything in black in my notebooks, then I kind of tick things off and highlight areas, not highlight, but you know, circle and whatever areas in the pink, because that's my favorite color. And then I do use a lot of highlighters. If you saw my how I plan video, you will know that I do use a lot of highlighters and things just to kind of work out what I'm doing through the week and draw my attention to certain things. But erasable pens, people, honestly, a game changer for schoolwork, homework, homeschool, or just any child or adult for that matter that sort of gets a little bit stressed out by mess and mistakes. The next item is not a new purchase. It is something that I have had since the beginning of homeschooling back in March 2020. Gosh, it seems like a long time we've been at this. This item is our stationery caddy that I have for the children. I bought it so they'd have access to stationery and supplies during homeschool. Then through the summer when we weren't even doing homeschool, they had access to it so they could do colouring and drawing and things. And my youngest especially, who is 4 this February 2021, her pen control has come on leaps and bounds since just having access to this. Even when the world is normal and homeschool is a distant memory, can you imagine how nice will that be? Then it will still be essential to have this kind of thing for homework and just, you know, arts and crafts and all that kind of thing to keep children busy on rainy days. So this pen caddy, I get asked about it all the time, probably every video. Every time it's shown on Instagram, even if it's just in the background, someone messages me and asks me about it. So it's going in my favourites because although I haven't bought it recently, I could not be without it at the moment, or ever for that matter. The next kids item on my list is absolutely great for adults too, but I get asked about this all the time, and is this case. Now it's for an iPad, but it's got this removable Bluetooth keyboard. Now I've actually got an Apple own attachable keyboard on my iPad that I used to use when I first started blogging as kind of my main computer. And the Apple official keyboards are actually quite expensive. This, I would probably argue, is better. I mean, it's a flipping fraction of the price. I think I paid 30 odd pounds for this, but it's a much more robust case. So especially if it's an iPad that a child is going to have access to, obviously we want that to be nice and robust. It's got a hole for a stylus or an Apple Pencil or whatever, but it's just great the fact that you can move the keypad away from it. It's got more options for how to kind of hold the iPad up like that. So it's just like a real computer. It's a much easier way to use an iPad if you're using it for actual typing and schoolwork and things, because it means you've got the whole screen free. I mean, I took a bit of a gamble buying this because I didn't really want to spend the money to get an Apple official keyboard, but genuinely, I would probably say this is better anyway. So if you are looking for a case and a keyboard for an iPad to turn it into a more of a computer kind of setup, I can highly recommend this one. It does come in a couple of different colours too. The next item that I'm going to put under the kids section are these headphones. Now I shared these on my Instagram stories and lots of you guys asked me to report back to see what I thought. I bought them because originally the children were using, well, Zara, my littlest, was using this over the head kind, but with a string, like with a wire to plug them in, and the older ones were using the wire kind with the earbuds. All of them were getting tangled all the time. So the wires were tangled before they could set up for their Zooms and things, because obviously they're doing live lessons and things for homeschool. So they were getting tangled. Then they were physically tangling themselves in the wires as they were attached to their iPads, because the teacher was saying, come on, let's stand up now and do some jumping around. And then the children were like, oh, I got headphones in. It was just spinning them out, because obviously we've got a reasonably open plan living space. So what I tend to do when I'm homeschooling is put one of them kind of over here in this room and then the others over here in this room, and I kind of go back and forth between them. But headphones are essential so that everyone can concentrate. Otherwise it would just be a constant din. It is recommended when children are doing live lessons and things like that, that they wear headphones, but just because it helps them zone in. So even if there's not a lot of background noise, headphones are recommended. So I bought these for the girls. They had reasonable reviews on Amazon. They were not expensive, and I'm really, really pleased with them. They light up, they're pretty, the girls like them, they seem to hold their charge really well. They charge with, is that called mini USB? That came with the wire, but it also came with a physical plug-in one as well. So if you wanted to physically plug in for whatever reason, for if you didn't have a device with Bluetooth, or you needed to use them for a specific time when they were flat perhaps, then you can do that too. So I'll link them below. Pleased with them at the moment. They're saving my skin. My next kids favourite is something that William had for his birthday. William turned 9 at the very end of January, and this is one of his gifts. So this is a smart electronic kit, and it's really, really good. It's got like an ideas book of things you can make, all these different components. Oops, sorry Will. I really like that it's versatile, it's making him think, but it's quite chunky still. It's some like science kits and things might be very bitty or kind of use once and then you can't use them again, whereas this is really good. I'm really, really pleased with this so far. He and Bella, this is supposed to be for over age 8 and William is 9. He and Bella is 6, have played with it. I'm not sure if she'd manage it on her own, but together they've really got quite inventive with it. And obviously this is an educational science activity, because if there's probably a downfall in my expertise, it's sciences. I can't say that I kind of do much with them. So this is a toy that they will do in their free time that has a really good educational slant. Both my boys and girls have enjoyed this, but if you're looking for a gift for a child that's quite difficult to buy for, because I found the girls are super easy to buy for, William and Dylan a bit more tricky to buy for, then this might be worth a look. Look, this is something he made earlier. Don't tip it. I think you're supposed to keep it flat. On to food and drink. My guilty pleasure food-wise has been Easter stuff. So mini eggs, cream eggs. And I know February is a bit early for Easter, but quite frankly, as soon as Christmas is over, isn't it mini egg and cream egg season? So loving those. Drinks wise, if you've seen in my videos before, you'll know that I drink the multivitamin energy boosting drinks from Exanti every day. They have got caffeine in them. They have benefits for energy and focus, hair, skin and nails, metabolism, all those things. Now, I love these. I drink them every morning. I probably have one after lunch as well for a little bit of a boost, because as you guys know, if you've seen my morning routines video, I do get up at 5 in the morning at the moment so that I can fit in working and working out alongside working full-time and homeschooling the children. So having a little bit of an energy boost is great. Exanti recently sent me these, and they are the multivitamin limited edition cocktail flavors, and they are caffeine free. So I never have any form of caffeine after, I don't know, 4 or 5 o'clock, because I don't want it to interrupt my ability to fall asleep. Because let's face it, if I can't go to sleep on time and fall asleep easily when I go to bed, then I can't get up early in the morning because I haven't had enough sleep. So these are the low calorie multivitamin drink, low sugar, bursting with flavor. I believe they are 14 calories. Yes, they're 14 calories per drink. This is a mixed box. So we've got gin and tonic flavor, mojito flavor, and pina colada flavor. Now, I've always thought like the mocktail thing, you know, I don't know, I've never really bought into it, but I thought I'd give it a go. And what I did was I made them up in a big shaker, and then I've been pouring them into a wine glass with some ice. So I still feel like I'm having like a proper drink, because let's face it, we do like a little glass of lockdown juice, which yes, if you see my grocery hauls, that's what I call wine. It is nice to have a glass of lockdown juice of an evening, but obviously I can't do that every day. It's not very healthy. That's more like a special occasion, glass or so on the weekend kind of thing. And as well as it just not being very healthy, it does just stop me from being able to get up in the morning if I've had wine the night before. So having wine on a school night where I have to get up at 5 in the morning, not a very good idea. So I've been having one of these. My favorite flavor is by far the gin and tonic, followed maybe by the pina colada. But I've really been enjoying it, and it tastes, honestly, the gin and tonic one tastes like a gin and tonic. So that has been nice. I've been feeling like it's a treat. I think half the thing about having a glass of wine is I associate it with me time, with winding down, with stopping working, and I need a different association, a way to wind down, something that's a treat that isn't like really calorific or full of booze. Although I didn't think I'd like these, I really like them, and I've been having one every evening where I don't have a glass of wine. And to be honest, I've even been pouring myself one of these on the nights where we do have wine, and then probably what I do is I have a glass of wine, 2 probably tops, and then I switch over to these, because that way I'm hydrating and I'm not going to feel groggy in the mornings. So if you're fancying a little something of an evening that is a wind down, caffeine free, but feels like it's a kind of little treat, give those a go. I will put all the links below, along with the links to everything else I've mentioned. On to entertainment, TV, films, all that kind of thing, as well as books. My favourite TV show has definitely been Bridgerton. I know, it's everybody in the world's favourite show. I love it. If you haven't seen it, it's kind of Pride and Prejudice crossed with Gossip Girl, made by my favourite TV producer in the world ever, Shonda Rhimes. Now, she made Scandal, Grey's Anatomy. They are literally my 2 favourite shows ever. So Bridgerton, I love it. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. The reason it's in my February favourites is, yes, I did watch it initially when I had the C word illness that I shan't talk about, but if you want to hear that whole story, there is a separate video about that. But I did watch it when I was still poorly and recovering, back when it came out in December, but I've loved it so much that I have rewatched it. There are some things that are just that good you have to rewatch. So if you haven't seen Bridgerton yet, I mean, what have you been doing? It's amazing. It's the top show on Netflix. Go and watch it immediately. Other shows that are not so new, but that we've really been enjoying. Now, the first one is Reign, which is about Mary, Queen of Scots. I'm not sure how historically accurate it is. So normally, if I was watching a normal show, I'd be Googling, oh, what have they been in? I am constantly on IMDb, constantly Googling, where have I seen them? What else were they in? They look familiar. But with historical things, I'm actually Googling the actual facts about, did that really happen? Were they really married? All this kind of stuff. So found it really fascinating. And I was never into history in school, but I'm really into these period dramas about historical things at the moment. Now in Reign, all of the people are very beautiful and all the costumes are very beautiful, probably bar more so than they were in the actual time. But it's very beautiful to look at. A bit like Bridgerton, you'll sometimes think, I know that song, and they're playing it in like a plinky plonky harpsichord kind of way, but it's a modern song, which I kind of loved. So Reign, brilliant. So it covers from when Mary, Queen of Scots, was introduced to Francis, who's the Dauphin, which is the sort of heir to the French throne. And when they get together, right up to, sorry, spoiler alert, she's executed by Elizabeth I. It's not a real spoiler, is it? Because it's history, so we already know that. So Reign covers all of that. Then when we finished watching Reign, I wanted something kind of similar. So we went over to The Tudors. So The Tudors is actually about the generation before that. So Reign was about Elizabeth I and Mary, Queen of Scots. So that's here. Do you like my excellent historical reenactment? And then Tudors is about Henry VIII. So that's Elizabeth's dad. But the one thing I noticed, the more we watched The Tudors, I kept going, that's Sebastian from Reign. That's the King of France from Reign. There are loads and loads of actors that were in both shows. The Tudors was actually made first. It was made a really long time ago. So let me know, have you already seen these shows? Because they are not brand new, but we've kind of recently discovered them. So Reign is on Netflix. So you can watch that if you've got a Netflix account. The Tudors, I subscribed to through, we've got Amazon Prime, but then I was watching it through something called Stars Play, which I will link below. You can have a 7-day free trial of that. And quite frankly, you can probably binge the whole 4 seasons if you're in lockdown while you're watching this during your 7-day free trial, because it's that good. So I shall put the links for that below if you want to give that a go. The other film that I have been loving, and the soundtrack too, is super cheesy and super fun and like the anti-pandemic, and it's Prom on Netflix. It came out before Christmas and I have the soundtrack on when I need cheering up. It's kind of very Hairspray-esque. So Hairspray is like tackling an important issue, which is about race discrimination and prejudice, but it's all done through a bright, colourful songs and things. So I loved Hairspray. Prom is very much like Hairspray, but there is a girl who's not been allowed to go to the prom because she wanted to take her girlfriend. So somewhere out in the Midwest decided that they wouldn't have a prom at all. A whole host of famous actors playing a bunch of Broadway people go down to save the day with lots of singing and dancing and glitz. And it's just really funny. It's really lighthearted. It's an important message about inclusion and accepting everybody, but it's just also so funny and fun, and I loved it. So the songs in it are brilliant. One of the songs especially, Tonight Belongs to You, really reminds me of Welcome to the 60s from Hairspray. So if you're into that kind of vibe and you just need cheering up, it's a good light-hearted film on Netflix. On to books. Now, you've probably heard me talking about before that I struggle to sit and read. I am making an effort though. Years ago, when we used to have a caravan, a really long time ago, I did used to sit and read when we were away in the caravan, and I enjoyed that because it's like I can't do anything else. I can't clean, there's nothing else to do. I would sit and read and I loved it. Even though the babies were little, I'd perhaps read while I was like feeding them or whatever. So there was a time where I did used to read a lot, but I do feel it's like a really nice, relaxing, indulgent thing to do. So I thought I would start with my actual reading with something I knew I was going to enjoy. So I have downloaded the Bridgerton series on Kindle. Now I will link all of those books below. It's obviously the books that inspired the series, and I think there are 8 books. So I thought that's great because if I like the books, and quite frankly I am enjoying the book, then there are lots more after them, because quite often there's nothing worse than ending like a book or something, or even a series or anything like that for that matter, that you enjoy and then thinking, what's next? This is why I love finding like an older TV series that I've not seen before and there are seasons and seasons you can binge. I like to find book series like that as well. So that, from a fiction point of view, I'm physically reading like an actual book. Now on to what I do consume a lot more of, which is audiobooks. I do have an Audible subscription, and if you fancy having a free book from Audible, I will link below to one free book, and you get like the first month for free, and then if you want to join after that, you still get to keep that audiobook that you have had. So the book I'm currently listening to on Audible is by Jen Sincero, and it's called Badass Habits. So she's already got all her other books that I've already, I would say, read. I've not read any of them. I used to listen to audiobooks a lot in the car when I was driving back and forth, and then since we moved, that very short period where I could do the school run when, you know, schools were open, then I would listen to audiobooks while I was walking. But I do also like to listen to audiobooks while I'm kind of pottering around the house. I have one of my AirPods in, and if I'm cleaning or whatever, I can listen to an audiobook. So anyway, I've listened to the other Jen Sincero books. You Are a Badass, You're a Badass at Making Money, You're a Badass Every Day, I think the other one is. So this is her latest one, and it's Badass Habits, and it is brilliant. So it's all about taking something that you wish you could be able to do. So maybe it's getting up earlier, or losing weight, or making more money, or being kind to yourself. Whatever it is, she teaches you in a step-by-step process exactly how to make that habit that you want to implement stick. And I've got to say, I am loving it. All her advice is absolutely spot on. It makes so much sense, and she really is very motivational and inspirational too. So if you feel like you need a kick up the bottom after falling into perhaps less than desirable habits this lockdown, it might be the book for you. So let me know if there are any other categories of favourites you would like me to include, and for that matter, if you would like me to do these every month. I have loved filming this video and sharing all of my February favourites with you. Let me know if you would like to see this as a monthly thing, because genuinely, I want to make videos that you guys want to see, and the only way I know what you like is if you like and comment to let me know. And then the videos that have got lots of likes and comments and lots of engagement, I think, right, okay, people obviously like it. Because let's face it, what's the point in making videos unless it's something that you want to see? So thank you so much for watching. If you have liked this video, please give it a huge thumbs up. Do not forget to subscribe, hit the bell to be notified when I post new videos every Tuesday, Thursday and Sunday at 7 p.m. And obviously leave me a comment down below as well. Want to watch my latest video? It is here. Another video you may enjoy from my channel is down here. I will see you guys very, very soon. Take care, guys. Bye.